Josh, welcome to Cardiff. Frustrating ODI series so far with a couple of washouts, but only the one game where you were able to, force a result.
Yeah, it has been very frustrating. A lot of time in the dressing sheds, but in the one game we did get out there, we proved that we're a pretty good limited overs side and 1-0 up in the series. So I suppose as far as that goes, we're pretty happy with how things are going on field. But would have been good to get a bit more cricket in. But hopefully the weather clears up and we can get on in Cardiff.
I guess for all those people sitting at home wondering what the hell the team does when the rain's pouring down outside, can you give us an insight of what the boys get up to when it's pissing down?
Plenty of little games in the dressing sheds. Usually there's an old game that comes on in the room. So coach was on last night in the shed, so it was a little bit exciting there, and it's good to see how they used to go around. But yeah, not much, bit of reading in here and there, and just chatting away.
Obviously, you've only had the couple of games on tour so far, the T20, and then you got the opportunity yesterday. Fairly hard to break into the team, but it must have been pleasing for you to get a late call up yesterday when the conditions suited you.
Yeah, that's right. We thought we'd go with the extra seamer with hope for the wicket. Been under covers for so long, had a bit more in it, so only got the 2 overs, but it was pretty exciting being out there. The crowd was not too bad for the conditions, so hopefully I can get another opportunity in the next 2 games.
Been a long time between drinks for you. Obviously, you played the T20 in Southampton, but long time between playing ODIs for Australia. Was it nice to actually feel that change and get back out there and play for Australia?
Yeah, exactly right. Last time was actually in Southampton as well, about 3 years ago. So been on and off the field with injuries and things like that. So a lot of other young quicks coming through, which has been, there's a lot of quicks at the moment. So it's good to get back out there with obviously bowling with a couple of other senior bowlers in Mitch and C-Max. So it was good to have them out there and have that experience.
I was just going to say, how have you enjoyed working with bowling coach Ali De Winter and also with Mitch Johnson, who's been bowling really well, and Clint Mackay, who've both got some really good experience? Has that been worthwhile for you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm probably a pretty similar bowler to Clint in many ways, so it's been good to have him there and see how he goes about it with being the one-day player of the year last year. So he's obviously in pretty good form, and Mitch is bowling really well at the moment, really fast. So it's good to have that in your team also. And Ali's been great in the nets and working together with him, so it's been really good.
Has there been anything in particular? Obviously, you've had a little bit more time than a few of the others to perhaps work on things or really hone your skills. Is there anything in particular you've been working on?
Not in particular. Obviously played a bit of one-day cricket in South Africa before coming on this tour, so just working on that game plan, bowling at the start and obviously in the power play and at the end. So just having those plans to go back to in a few variations. So it's and when to probably bowl them is the main thing.
And as far as what the coaching staff have talked to you about, if they've given you a particular role when you do play to potentially bowl through the power play or at the death or with the new ball.
Probably at this stage with the other 2 senior bowlers, it's probably first change. Obviously, if I get a crack in the next 2 games, and they're probably going to go bowling at the end as well, especially Clint with his change ups and Jimmy Faulkner as well. So I guess I just fit in here and there and get 10 overs out hopefully.
There's been a few injuries to Ash's squad members over the last few weeks. You've obviously been someone who selectors have had on the radar for a while, sort of being a development player and coming in and training with the test squad at various times throughout the Australian summer. Do you harbour some hopes of potentially getting a call up to play some test cricket in the near future?
Yeah, definitely. There's obviously been a lot of injuries to young guys especially. So my plan is just to stay on the field at the moment and I've played the best part of the last 12 months I've been on the field, so I'm really happy with how things are going, and hopefully the body starts to harden up now, and that's just getting overs under the belt, and you never know what can happen around the corner.
And you say you've been on the park for a little while now. Which form of the games do you feel is your strongest suit? You've had a little crack at One Day International and Limited and T20 cricket for Australia. Do you feel that you can step up and make that step into the Test squad?
Yeah, I think my bowling suits the longer format, as opposed to Shield and Rugby Cup and things like that. So I think definitely Shield cricket I enjoy more and my game suits that. So hopefully I can make that jump up into Test level in the next little while and get an opportunity.
Be a dream come true to make your Test debut in an Ashes series, wouldn't it?
Yeah, especially at home. An Ashes series at home would be unbelievable.
And is that something that you remember back to being a little boy about, one day, getting the chance to play an Ashes series at home?
Yeah, that's obviously the ultimate goal, especially with back-to-back Ashes. We're going to go through a lot of quicks, so there's going to be plenty of opportunities, and an Ashes test at home would be unbelievable.
Lots of people say you've got some similarities to Glenn McGrath. They're rather large shoes to fill. How do you handle that sort of, observation?
Yeah, I've been getting that comparison for a while now, but he's obviously a fantastic bowler and has a great record. So any similarities I have with that are obviously good ones.
And just finally, obviously, you obviously haven't had a huge amount of time in the Australian team setup, but Darren Lehmann's fresh into the new role as coach, especially this series is his first as limited overs coach. How have you found him?
Yeah, it's been very good, very relaxed. I think leaves a lot up to the players. Obviously we've got a few senior players, and Pup has a big say in what goes on. So it's just, as I said, very relaxed, and can very much enjoy yourself.